Hey. 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 It's, Chewy. Today. Well, last video I was messing around with this mic, and I kinda like how this one sounded. Just a crappy little mic I found at, it was either Five Below or Michael's. I don't remember. Anyway. Today, I'll be doing two things. I'll be experimenting with this mic, because last video I used these Bluetooth mics, so instead I want to use this wired one, which only works on my phone. I tried plugging in my PC, and it just came back with static, which sucks. So today, while I'm messing around with this, trying to do triggers, I will also be trying to recite all of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore off the top of my head. The only thing I have is a slideshow, which doesn't say any lore, just the order of the games, which I'll click through. I don't know why I didn't just put it on one slide. I'm too lazy to change it now. I'm a little slow. My friend says that collarbone tapping is really underrated. My collarbones aren't really tappable, because, I got a little meat there. I don't really have any tappable bones. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get a clip so I can clip the microphone. So I don't gotta hold it, so I can use both hands. So I'll be right back. I changed my mind again. I didn't think the mic would pick up my voice that well, because it was kind of facing down. So I clipped it to my hat. Tony Chopper, by the way. One Piece. So. Bzzz, 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 bzzz. Okay, so one thing with how I have this mic set up, I can't fully see because the mic is in my eyes. So I don't really know how to do visual triggers. I'm just kind of spitballing from what I've seen from like Patrick ASMR. He does a lot of visual triggers. So I will try to. I don't even know if I'll do the Fnaf thing I was saying. I'll try. I will try to go in chronological order off the top of my head. However, if I go in chronological order, the number one first spot would be Secrets of the Mimic, which I won't lie, I don't really know jack shittledig about. And yes, I said shittledig. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's a new curse word I just made up. I don't really know, but my mic is jiggling, and it's like, wait. I could have just done that the whole time. That's what was blocking my view. Anyway, so it would be Secrets of the Mimic. So Secrets of the Mimic, I know it stars, I don't remember the name of the character you play, but the main characters in it are Edwin, his son, and his wife. Edwin is a designer he's an inventor, but his company goes down, so he starts making animatronics for Fazbear Invitation, Fazbear franchise, whatever, entertainments, to make money. Somewhere between that, he gets too involved in his work. And his wife dies. They still have a son. I don't. What's his name? David. Like, my name is David. I want some ice cream. Ice cream. Whoops. To replace, to watch his son, David, Edwin makes the Mimic Mark I, which kind of replicates how his wife acts. Somewhere between that, he's still very involved in his work, kind of neglecting David. David dies somehow. I don't really remember how. Car crash or something, fire, I don't remember, explosion maybe. So the Mark I Mimic allows Edwin to take like its exoskeleton to make the Mark II, which mimics David. And then the Mark I is put into a security system, something like that. Security system, something like that. But at one point, Edwin snaps at the Mimic and beats up the Mimic. Keep in mind, the Mimic is basically David, or mimicking David. So he basically beats up his son, but it's also a robot. I also don't understand how you, as a human person, are beating up a robot. That would hurt. Unless he uses like a crowbar or something. Anyway, the Mimic mimics that violence and becomes more violent, becomes more hostile. At some point, there's an explosion in Edwin's workshop, and he's injured, and he asks help from the Mimic. Obviously, it doesn't help. It starts mimicking Edwin. Anyway, you play as a mechanic or something for Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, and they're like, hey, go pick up this Mimic schematic, because we want it. And Edwin hasn't responded to us, because he's dead. You go, the Mimic chases you. There's 3 endings, I think. One, I think you die in each one, I don't remember. One, you find the Mimic 1 model, which is in the security system. 2, you get the schematics, and drive away, but the Mimic follows you, kills you. 3rd, I don't remember the 3rd one. I think the Mimic mimics the guy the Fnaf guy, the Freddy Fazbear guy. It's like, hey, send it to me through this mail thing. So you send it to the Mimic, so he keeps his schematics. I don't really remember. And then when you're driving back, they're like, hey, we're firing you because you gave company property to someone else. Okay, so then after that, what would be after the Mimic? Secret the Mimic, which takes place, I think, early 80s, because there's the bite of 87. The Mimic would have to take place, but before that, I don't really remember when. So then, it would be, I don't even think I put this list in order. Okay, Fnaf 4. Here, you play as the crying child, Cece. like CC for Crying Child. That's not his name. Cherry bomb, cherry bomb, cherry bomb, cherry bomb, cherry bomb. Anyway, you play as the Crying Child, which is one of William Afton's kids. There's the main antagonist of the series. There's a lot of mini games in this game that provide like lore, hints and tidbits. A lot of info is given, like the Beta 87, or is it the Beta 83? It's one of them. I don't remember off the top of my head. Like this again. This is all off the top of my head. I'm not like Matt Penn or anything. I'm not writing everything down. This isn't carefully curated. I'm just freeballing it. This hat really makes my hair itch, so I took a little break. Where was I? Things you learn during this game. Afton kills Charlotte, which is his business partner, Henry Emily's daughter. Oh wait, to keep in mind, Henry and William were keeping in touch with Edwin during the Secret of the Mimic, which during this, when he killed Charlotte, Henry knew there was killings going around because Afton has been killing kids before the 4-5 missing kids incident. So he has a security robot that protects or watches over Charlotte based on wristband color by the kids who play at one of the pizzerias. Someone blocked the puppet's box which they come out of. So Henry or Afton kills Charlotte outside. The puppet goes outside and they short wires on top of it. This is where we kind of learn about Remnant. I don't know if we learned about it in 3, but Remnant is basically the soul of people, and it is highly interactive with like metal, I guess. So if someone dies near metal, specifically robots or anything of the sort, their soul possesses it, I think. My AC turned on. I was just making sure it doesn't sound too crazy. Where was I? Crack your necks. During this, there's those. Wait, no. I kind of skipped the whole thing. The Beta 87. Or was it the Beta? Anyway, his son died. Because his other son, Michael, put him in Golden Freddy, or Fredbear's mouth, and he was crying. The tears hit the spring lock mechanism, which is very sensitive to water. And it caused it to close down on his face, putting him in a coma, and then he dies in the coma later on. Stay hydrated. I need to use this more so I can actually shake it. It bubbles up, so I can't really shake it. After his son dies, he starts going on killing sprees, experimenting with Remnant, I think. I don't remember. God, why did I do this? This is hard. Because there's so much. There's Fnaf 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just location, pizza sim, custom nights, VR, help wanted, security breach, the security breach DLC, help wanted 2, Secret of the Mimic. So what? That's 8 games. not counting the mobile game. I don't care about the mobile game. I don't know anything about the mobile game. I know it connects somewhere in universe. I think it's because First Spirit Entertainment is trying to like calm down the stories of like the killer robots or whatever. So they're like, here, we'll deliver it to your house. See, they're not that bad. Anyway, what other triggers do I have? I dropped my SD card. Whoops. So, some dust on this. So, Afton starts experimenting with Remnant because he knows it goes in the soul now, so he's trying to see if there's a way to bring his son back. I do know somewhere among this, his daughter also dies and possesses Circus Baby, which is part of Party Chica's world. I think. I don't remember. My fire alarm's flashing red. I didn't even know it did that. Maybe I need to change the batteries. I'll just go to Fnaf 2 because I don't really remember what else happens between Fnaf 4. I know in Fnaf 2, somewhere between there, Afton kills a lot of kids. The 5 missing kids happen here. The only one I can remember name is Cassidy, which I think is Golden Freddy, possesses Golden Freddy. You know, there's Fritz. Fritz is Foxy. I don't remember Bonnie. Is it Gabby? I don't remember. Not Bonnie, not Chica. I don't remember. I remember there's a theory about each one and how they act. Like Foxy runs because he died running away. Bonnie has the punching because he went down fighting. Freddy is more elusive because he died hiding. Chica, I don't remember how Chica died. But he did kill these people before he knew about the Remnant, I think. This is why Golden Freddy has 2 souls, and it's Cassidy and who? I want to say James? Is it James? I don't remember, but Cassidy. There's the Vengeful Spirit, and then there's the Dormant Spirit. There's 2 spirits in there. Anyway, in the result of many kids dying, Henry makes the toy animatronics. They look friendlier, they look more polished, more almost Barbie-like. And they also have security systems implemented in them so they can, like facial recognition software, so they can beep 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 beep. So they can recognize criminals based on bone structure, whatever. But they were made with parts of the original animatronics from the first, or one of the locations, the ones that were possessed. So they were also a bit possessed, results in them being more hostile towards adults. They like stared at adults. In this game you play as security guard something Fitzgerald, and you die at the end to Mangle in the Beta 87. Yeah, so FNAF 2 is the Beta 87. FNAF 1 is the Beta 83. Or FNAF 4 is the Beta 83. I think that's right. I don't really remember. Again, this is tough. I don't really know why I did this. So then FNAF 2. So there's FNAF 2. then it would be sister location, which is where his daughter dies and is possessed by Circus Baby. So in between Fnaf 2 and sister location, Afton got cornered by the spirits that he killed because they don't have their bodies anymore. So, like, their bodies were melted down. I think he was melting down the metal to get the remnant. He was breaking down the animatronics, but the spirits came out. But he tried to hide in the Springlock suit, the Springlock Golden Bonnie suit. And then I guess he was either sweating or there was leaking from the ceiling. It was one or the other. I don't remember. Double jump, double jump, double jump. Down smash, down special, side smash, charge attack, charge attack. What next? So he was missing. So his son Michael, when looking for him, which he knows he has a bunker, which is where all the circus animatronics are, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, Ballora, Circus Baby, and some other ones. This is where he was experimenting with Remnant, more or less. I don't really remember the rest. I do know the animatronics want to get out because they are very much aware of what they are and where they are, and they want to get out. So they trick Michael into going into the scooping room, scoop out his innards, and they fuse into one animatronic innard and go into Michael's body, walk around. The body eventually died. The organs, it's going to die. And when they realized they can't use the body anymore, they went into the sewers. But somehow, Michael survived. I guess because of Remnant, and his body is purple now. I'm trying to keep the videos short because I need to upload these to the Google Drive. What other triggers do I have? Trying to think. Anyway, he survives. He's purple now. So is this location done? Then I guess it would be Fnaf 1, I think. He looks for his dad still, so he's trying to find hints through the Freddy location. So he goes to one Freddy Fazbear's, but the animatronics are aggressive towards him because, one, he's purple, which his dad killed him while wearing a purple security guard suit, or two, because he just looks like his dad, which is the one that killed the possessed animatronics. Anyway, doesn't really matter. At the end of the game, you get fired for tinkering with animatronics and smelling bad, which is why a lot of people think you're playing as Michael, because he's a decaying corpse. And why would you be tinkering with animatronics? So there's two theories for this I know of. So Michael's either helping his dad experiment with Remnant, so he was tinkering with the animatronics, or two, he was just seeing if he could find where his dad is and was just messing with the animatronics for some reason. I don't know which one's which. Some think it's after his location, which is why he smells bad, because why would you smell bad if you're not a decaying corpse? I mean, I guess it would make sense because you would be sweating if I was in the security guard's position, like checking security cams, making sure no one's coming at me. I would be sweating my balls off. I would smell like crap when I clock out and more opening shift comes in. So here's my flowers, by the way. I think these are lilacs. I don't know. They're fake because I don't trust myself with real flowers. Do they smell good? What do they smell like? They smell like silicone and plastic. Yeah. over his dad, and he sees an ad or something for some local company opening a former Five Nights at Freddy's location into a horror attraction, and they're like, we have one animatronic, which is Springtrap, because all the other animatronics have been dismantled, either by Afton or the company, Fazbear Entertainment. So Michael goes here, sees it's Afton. End of the game, you burn the building down. I think next would be Pizza Sim, which you play as Michael again, which is at a new building, which is built by Henry. Henry's back. Henry, Emily. Is it Emily Henry or Henry Emily? I don't remember. It's a trap to bring in all the remaining possessed animatronics. So Ennard, which is now Molten Freddy and Spring Baby, because they split up because there's an argument. Scrap Trap, Spring Trap now burnt, and Puppet. Right, yeah. To end this thing, because this is going on since the 80s, and this is, I think, Pizza Sim takes place in 2024, or maybe 2022. Either way, it would have been 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s, 2020s, 50, 60 years. Once you beat the game, Henry tells you who he is, who the animatronics are. Basically says you all burn and be put to rest, marking the end of the main storyline, the first storyline. This is where a lot of fans say this is where the game ends. Like, they don't care about the rest of the story. But obviously the story keeps going. So there's Help Wanted. Well, there's Ultimate Custom Night and there's Help Wanted. In Ultimate Custom Night, it's speculated that you're playing as Afton and you're dealing with all the torment and pain that he's caused, and it's all coming towards him. That's it. Anyway, as Help Wanted, you play as a game tester for Fnaf Entertainment's for a VR game that replicates the theories that happened at all the Fazbear locations, like all the killings, all the murders, whatever. You have to collect, I think, tapes throughout the game. And once you do this, you free Glitch Trap, which is a digital manifestation of William Afton. It's speculated that in this game you're playing as Fanny, who I'll talk about next. Right? Help Wanted is next, not Help Wanted. Security Breach is next. You're playing as Fanny, testing the games, and once you free Glitch Trap, they possess you through the VR headset. I don't know. Next to Security Breach, and this one is all over the place. It's been out for 4 years now, I think, and I still watch theory videos from time to time again, because what the hell, dude? You play as Gregory, a child that gets lost as the Mega Lex, and you befriend Rockstar Freddy, who protects you throughout the game, whilst the other animatronics attack you for some reason, which it's because they're possessed by Springtrap, in a way, or Glitch Trap, and you dismantle them one by one. Like you grab Monty's claws, Chica's voice box, and Roxy's something, I don't remember. There's a lot. You're being chased by animatronics, but also Fanny, the security guard that is possessed by Springtrap. Is she possessed? Well, there's Vanessa, who's a security guard, and there's Fanny. There's 2 endings, one where it shows they're different people, and one that shows that they're the same person. And one of them where you free Fanny from the possession, which is the Save the Princess ending, I think. I don't remember the canon escape the Pizzaplex. I don't know if it's the one where they find Burn Trap, which is Springtrap still lives him out. And the Blob, which is all the animatronics just put together into one giant blob. So it's just a whole. So I think it's just Molten Freddy, just like in a pile of a whole shit ton of animatronics. It's either that one, or the Blob grabs Glitch Trap. Anyway, the Blob grabs Glitch Trap. Whoops. And takes him. Whoops. I messed up my camera. There we go. Presumably to kill him. I don't know. Or there's another ending where you escape with Vanessa and it's just Freddy's head. To one of them. I don't remember. In Security Breach, I don't remember what the DLC is called. You play as, what's her name? A girl. But she somehow knows Gregory. It's never confirmed how. And she's talking to him on the walkie-talkie. And wants to save him. But he's stuck at the bottom of the Pizzaplex, where they saw a Glitch Trap in the Blob. The very bottom, where the building for Pizza Sim is there. I remember that. They built the Pizzaplex. So Pizzaplex, giant like mall. Imagine a giant Chuck E. Cheese, like a Dave and Buster's type thing. And then the building that you were in for Pizza Simulator is at the bottom. They built it on top. So Gregory is down there. Down here. You're up here. So you go down there, only to find it out that it was the mimic mimicking Gregory to kill you. But then Roxanne saves you for the mimic briefly. Well, tries to. And there's a few endings. One you kill the mimic, the other one you escape. I don't remember. There's a bus outside. Wow. It all ties back to Edwin. This is the mimic is the new antagonist of the series. A lot of people don't like it. It is what it is. I'm kind of into it. I don't really know. I'll have to see where the story goes on after this game, because Secret the Mimic takes place all the way at the beginning. We're still like kind of here, like what's happening. Then there's the second VR game. Honestly, not a clue what happens here. I don't really know. And that would be all the games. So I guess I'll end the video here. So I'm Chewy. Someone's cooking right now. This video, I was testing out this mic, see if I like this better. While also going over Five Nights at Freddy lore. I don't know why. Kinda drove me insane a little because I don't remember all this. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, night,